প্রত্যেকটা okay, the concept is that we have to listen. There will be another listening এর পাশাপাশি আরো আমরা অ্যাপ্রোচ সম্পর্কে জানবো, আরো মেথড সম্পর্কে জানবো। কন্ডিশনটা কি? তাদেরকে হচ্ছে শোনাতে হবে। অনেকে বললো যে no, actually if we listen and why are we listening? কোথায় আমরা শুনবো? ক্লাসরুমে আমরা টিচারদের কথা বলতে হচ্ছে আমরা শুনতে এবং ইন্টারাকশন করতে আমরা লজ্জা পাই। তাহলে তার জন্য যারা ক্লাসরুমে ইন্টারাকশন করতে লজ্জা পান তাদের জন্য কি অফ কোর্স ডিফারেন্ট মেথড। দে উইল বি লিসেনিং নট ইন ক্লাসরুম, দে উইল বি লিসেনিং উইথ হিজ ফ্রেন্ড। তার বন্ধুর সাথে হলো কি করলো সে, কিন্তু তার বন্ধুর সাথে যখন সে ডায়লগ ভার্সে কন্ট্রাডিকশন করছে, সে কি করছে? একই কথা, কিন্তু তার বন্ধু যখন বলছে তখন সে কি করছে? শুনছে। ওকে, আবার উনি যখন বলছে তখন তার বন্ধুও শুনছে। So the method would be different, but the aspect where is that? That is axiomatic, that we learn by listening. Okay, and different sets of language teaching materials. কোনো জায়গায় হচ্ছে ক্লাসরুম টিচিং, কোনো জায়গায় মুভি দেখা, কোনো জায়গায় সিঙ্গিং, ওকে, আবার কোনো জায়গায় ডায়লগ and conversation practice. So different sets of language teaching materials for different approaches. Okay, method is procedural. So if you are asked that what is the difference between approach and methods, most probably you have understood that approach is theoretical assumption and method is methodical, or a plan for serial presentation of language material. Got the point? বোঝা গিয়েছে? আমি প্রথম ক্লাসে বলেছিলাম বুঝতে না পারলে ইয়েস বলবেন, যখন বুঝতে পারবেন তখনই বলবেন ইয়েস। Yes, of course, based on that is axiomatic. You can apply different kind of methods, that is said, different kind of materials is that, but the aspect is that the learner should listen something. শুনলে সে ভাষা শিখবে। Get the point? Okay. So that is method. And technique is the implementation keys. Okay. And what you will be applying and which take place in the classroom. Okay. That means technique, what is that? Okay, I can say that yes, I will be delivering lecture 1.5 hours, then you will try to catch the aspects. So that is the lecture, you are listening lecture. We can say, wow, we can have a video clip. So in the video clip you are getting some lectures, and that lectures is delivered in your target language. আমি বললাম আরেকদিন যেন আজকে আমরা ক্লাস করতে করতে বোর্ড হয়ে গেছে, আজকে আমরা একটা গান শুনি। কি গান শুনবো? ইংরেজি ভাষায় গান শুনবো। তার মানে কি আপনি শুনছেন কোনভাবে এই গান শুনছেন। আমি বললাম যে ওকে আমরা এটা শুনবো না, আমরা আজ থেকে একটা সংবাদ দেখি, CNN এর সংবাদ দেখি, BBC সংবাদ। So that is the classroom activities. Okay, and in case of methods and learning methods, we will be applying so many issues. We will try to make some practical work in the classroom. Okay, so technique is the classroom activities or the implementation key to implement that method. That is technique. A particular trick means the way or strategy or stratagem or a contrivance used to accomplish language learning. So that is the technique, and technique will be consistent to method. That means what you will be following, you have to have a relation or linkage with that method. What method you are following, according to the method you have to implement the material in the classroom or outside the classroom or other. Okay, so therefore approach, you can say that oh no, we will not learning language in the classroom. আমি বললাম যে আপনি কোথায় যান? আমেরিকান এম্বাসিতে যান। আমেরিকান এম্বাসিতে গিয়ে ওদের ফুল ব্রাইট স্কলারশিপের যে প্রসিজার সবগুলো শুনে আসেন। তাহলে আপনি ওখানে গেলেন, ওরা তো আর বাংলা জানে না, তাহলে কি করতে হবে? You have to communicate in English. Okay, may I have the information how I can apply to the Fulbright scholarship? Then you have to tell about that.
and the person, he or she will be speaking to you, he will also be speaking with you in English. That means you have to, so that is also a technique. In order to have communication, I initiated you to have that environment, and that can also be a technique of learning English language or any kind of language. Therefore, approach, method and technique, they are relational, so related to one another. Of course. So we can call it over-relational, isn't it? So, hopefully you have understood. So, approach is theory or assumption. It is axiomatic, that means it is true to all. Method is the series of presentation of the materials, and technique is the presentation of that material in the classroom, or the implementation keys. Keys means not K-I-S-S. K pronunciation is same. K-E-Y-S pronunciation is same. Okay, so implementation keys. So a particular trick, a stratagem and contrivance in it, that is. So here there is an example. Let's make it. Learn language by listening. That is method. Listening music will help you language learn. So that is the method. And technique, play music at the. So this is the relation between approach, methods and techniques. Okay, so here again Edward Anthony's method, we will be resuming this one with the approach is the level at which assumption and beliefs about language and language teaching are specified. And method is the level at which theory is put into practice. Method is theory put into practice, and at which choices are made about the particular skills to be taught and the content to be taught and the order in which the content will be presented. And technique is the level at which classroom procedures are described. Actually, Anthony's model serves the clear distinction between approach, methods and techniques. Okay, and we have got another example. Language teaching is reform movement, that is approach. That means when Henry Sweet, Otto Jesperson and the other Harold Palmer, they had been talking about the reformation of English language teaching, that is also approach. They had been researching, that is, we have to change the language teaching method or approaches, that is approach. And direct method is derived from the approach. Direct method that can also be initiated from the oral approach. Oral approach, who initiated that? Harold Palmer. So that is direct method. And classroom activities, that is technique. Okay, so that other proposals also done in this case of approach and methods. In that case, we have got another linguist, Canadian linguist, William Francis Mackay. In his book, Language Teaching Analysis, mentions language teaching on the dimension of selection, gradation, presentation and repetition in a method. He also tried to define method and approach in his own words, but the aspect is that is quite same that we have delivered earlier. And Mackay's book is primarily concerned with language teaching textbook and other organizations. So Harold Palmer and the other linguists, they initiated materials, syllabus, course design, but here Mackay, he developed the textbook and the other organization relating to English language teaching and materials. However, Mackay's model fails to address the level of approach, to address the actual classroom behaviors of teachers and the learners. So up to that, Harold Palmer, Otto Jesperson and Edward Anthony, and including the Mackay, they had been discussing so many issues, but they were in lack. What is the lack? What would be the teacher's role? What would be the learner's? Okay. So in case of methods, all will be dealing, that is syllabus, design, method, course materials, and including their teacher's role and learner's role. In case of method, everything will be delivering. So in Mackay's observation, teacher's role and learner's role were absent. So hence Mackay's book cannot serve the basis for comprehensive analysis of their approach and methods. Okay. So Anthony also tried to simplify the language teaching theoretical principles and practices, but nothing was said about the role of teachers and the learners. No instructional materials are there in case of Mackey's prescription. How an approach may be realized in a method and how methods and technique are related, Anthony's model did not answer that question. Okay, so in that case, Anthony's term and method of technique can be applied over there. That is, there will be approach and method can be level of design which includes objectives. Of course, there will have an objectives in case of approach and method. Syllabus will be there, content will be there, role of teachers will be there, role of learners will be there, role of instructional materials will be there. So that would be the component of approaches and methods will be there, and that is the difference between approach and methods. Hopefully you have understood that. Let me repeat once again that approach is the theoretical thing, that is axiomatic, that is true to all, and next time method is the series of presentation, and the presentation will be done by some classroom activities or some other activities, and that activities are called technique. Okay, and that is the history of approaches and methods, and also the definition of approaches and methods. Any questions? So there is a picture. Have you purchased the book over there?
Yes.
In that book you will get this picture. That will be the approach, design and procedure. Approach, method and procedure will be there. Okay, so that would be 15 minutes break, and after the break we will resume the class. Okay.